Right, are we on? Are we on? Right, welcome back. So, I'm just going to do a quick computer update. So I do have a setup video. I'll link in the description. Nothing much has changed apart from the fact that I've bought a new PC, which I'll show you in a minute. But I just wanted to give you some perspective. I've only ever built 3 PCs, and they're all here on my desk. So this one here is the first one I built. Now I did have 2 before that when I was living with my parents at college. I had a 086 and a 386. That was ages ago. But this is the first one I built in 2006, I think it was. So it is. Can we go down here? It is an Athlon X2 64-bit processor. I think it was 2.2 or 2.4 gigahertz. I think. I'm not sure. Asus motherboard and a Sound Blaster. I don't know what version it was. But it's not in the PC anymore. It was here. I had a face unit. It was here. I don't know where it is. So inside, let's have a look. Right, so inside, God, it's 20 years of dust. So it's an Asus, is it A8N? I can't remember. It's an Asus motherboard. I can't remember what it was, and I can't remember what RAM it was either. Oh, Corsair RAM. It was Corsair RAM. Of course it was. MLG cable management. But here we have 2 NVIDIA GTX 7800s in SLI. 2 of them. And I still couldn't run Crysis when it came out. Unbelievable. The power supply has been replaced because it blew up. But yeah. That was the first computer I built. Okay, dokie. I don't know if it's better to have the light on or not. Is it better? Can't tell. I'm not sure. So, yeah, nothing really much has changed. There's a few things that have changed. First thing is this beast here. It is a wireless TrackIR Pro. It's a knockoff. It's not an official natural point TrackIR thing, but basically it's a TrackIR Pro with a battery on it, and it just clips onto your headphones, and it's got a little port here where you charge it up, and yeah, it's just so much better than having a cable attached to your head. So that's one thing. Can I put the light on now? The next thing you'll see on the back of the PC when I show you, I've got a 13-port USB hub, so it's 3.1 USB. So it's got from the back of the PC, it's got a USB-C connector. I think it's 10 gigabits. It's more than enough for the stuff that I plug into, as long as you don't plug a whole load of external drives or anything. So it's just keyboard, mouse, and then the flight controls and things. But the good thing is you can turn them on and off, because some games on Steam, if I'm playing certain games, if your flight sticks and your throttle and your rudder are plugged in, it messes around with games that you're playing, so you can just turn them off. So it's quite good. So yeah, USB hub, and I've got a four pot monitor stand with 2 monitors on it. So the same monitors as the last video, but they're on top of each other. PS5, I've got a PS5 now, 2 keyboards. Everything else is the same. So yeah, so this, I might have explained it before, but this is my sound, my game sound. So Windows sends the game sound via USB into here, and then it comes up into here, and I can control it via that. So that's my game sound. This is my Discord sound, which comes from here, which I'll show you I'll show you later on. So people on Discord, I can turn them up and down here. So that's Discord, and that's a game sound, and that's obviously the phone, the monitor. But yeah, I did intentionally buy this for a second. I did want to use a second PC for streaming, and so the PC that you game on would send all the sounds to here, and then with these two XLR outputs, these would go into the streaming PC, and then you could adjust all the volumes here. But I don't think you need to do that anymore, not with PCs that you've got now. Right, let's go to the new PC. Okay, I don't know how this will turn out, because it always seems to the RGB always seems to blow out the colour. So we have a Thermaltake 500 the tower. I've taken the front glass panel off to stop it from reflecting me in the video. So we have a Thermaltake 500 the tower. It's 2 foot tall, so it fits under the desk, but there's no there's like half an inch gap between the top of this. So all this would be blown up again. The desk would be here and it'd be overheated. It just doesn't fit anyway. Yeah, where's my pointer? Alright, I'll have to use a big pen. I'll have to use a pen because I can't find my pointer. Okay, so we have 2 inlet fans here. So the air is going in here, and then we've got 2 fans that are pushing air up. So everything, the cold air comes at the bottom, and then everything goes out the top, and it comes out here, which I'll show you in a minute. So the motherboard is tilted to the right. So the motherboard back panel, as you can see, the back panel for the motherboard is here. So it is twisted. So everything is pointing up outwards. I really like it. It's really nice. So these panels can be taken off, which leaves all this room. You can take all this off, and you can make your custom loops and all sorts of stuff. The power supply is in the middle at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. No, you won't be able to see it. So we have Kraken NZXT Kraken something 63. It is a 280 radiator. The only way this fits on the top is to have the fans pulling air through, because the radiator doesn't fit on this rail. Oops. The radiator doesn't fit on the rail, but the fans do. So that's the way it pulls through. So we have well, no, it's an MSI Carbon 670E AMD AM5 motherboard. We have a 16-core 7950X AMD. It's not the X3D, I didn't bother getting that one. So 7950X, 16-core, 32 gigs of RAM. I did plan to get 64, but nothing was available when I bought the system, so 32 gigs of RAM, a 7900 XTX AMD graphics card. Fan, nothing's happening, the fans aren't moving. We've got an Ava Media. I can't tell if that's in focus. It must be. HD 4K capture card, so it does 4K down to 1080. We've got a little USB 2.0 expansion thing, which I very rarely use. What else is there? Okay, it's very hard to keep my hands straight. So, these are great, I love these. These are a 180 degree power adapter. So, the plugs come in here, and then they go 180. And then it just goes down into there. I really like it. It's really nice. We have a 90 degree USB adapter, so the cable comes 90 degrees and then goes back out. And then we've got a 90 degree 16 pin motherboard, whatever it is, motherboard power thing. So that's 90 degrees. It's I know some motherboards do have the connector that is 90 degrees, but this one doesn't. So it's just a lot neater that way. Oh, here we've got, I think that is already 90 degrees, that USB 3. That is 90 degrees. Okay. That one, that's another USB 3 connector. I did have a 90 degree adapter, but it just it wouldn't fit next to the grommet, so I've had to put, it's just normal 3.0. That's the USB 2 thing. We've got another expansion slot, which I'm not going to use, I don't think. And that's it really. So yeah, the everything goes up the top. Let's have a look at the top. Okay, I'm on top of the PC. So that's the radiator. This is the back panel. That is the expansion slot. So we have. So I think this the internet is a 2.5 gig port. Now I do have a 2.5 gig switch, but I've got nothing to pass it on to. So the switch only has in this room, the switch has got it's got an Ethernet to this computer and an Ethernet to the PlayStation. So it's a 2.5 gig switch, but it's not actually using anything like that. So here we've got the red one is a USB 2 cable. So there are two black ports here. These are two USB 2s. Now I have to use this because the X52 joystick only works in the USB 2 slot. If I plug it into a USB 3 slot, half the buttons aren't recognised. So my Logitech X52 Pro has to be in a USB 2 slot. So I've just got an extender cable here. This is the USB-C. These red ports are USB 3.2, I think, if you can read them. Yeah, so they're 10 gig. That USB, that Type C is 10 gig. And there's a 20 gig down here, but I don't use that one. So this 10 gig USB-C grey cable goes to that hub on the table. This is my Discord. So we've got line out on the motherboard, and that's my Discord. So that goes to my mixer, and then it goes to my ears. We have the two. Can I get a thing? We have the two cables, two display ports. This one's the bottom 1440p monitor. This one's the top 1080p monitor. We have a USB-C monitor port, but I don't have any more monitors, and then we have an HDMI there. And that is my PlayStation in. So yeah, the PlayStation goes in here, and I can just record it on OBS. This is the USB 2 expansion thing, so I've got two USB 2s extra. This game port, you can tell how old this is because it's got a game port on it, but that's not plugged in. And that's it really. So yeah, it's hard to photograph these LEDs because they just knock out the camera. Everything goes all blurry. But yeah, it's great. But yeah, 12 years, you can save up quite a bit of money in 12 years and buy a really nice PC. That's my theory. But yeah, and everything else is pretty much the same apart from this hub. This hub, I never thought this hub before because I never thought of getting one, but I got one. I don't know how I'm going to tidy these cables up, but I might have to. But it's a lot easier to have the hub here than to plug everything into the back of the PC. It's a lot easier doing it this way. So yeah, that's it really. So I need to figure out a new position for the TrackIR camera because this monitor bezel is too small. I can't put it there because it's too small, because there's a monitor above it, and B, this one, it just doesn't clamp on because it's the bezels. I mean, if you look at the bezel here is massive on this one. It works perfectly, but on here it's just it's rubbish. So yeah, I need to figure something out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you later. Bye bye.